Welcome to the Digital Maddy Show with your host and host, Digital Mitthyl, your digital empire architect who is on a mission to help entrepreneurs build their digital empire with my Self-Made Entrepreneur program. This show is all about unlocking the world of entrepreneurship, personal branding, content creation, and digital marketing. I also bring entrepreneurs and experts on this show and extract their secrets of success, which gives you a perfect roadmap for building your digital empire. We have an amazing guest on our show today, but before I welcome her to our studio, I want you to watch this video.
You are listening to the Digital Maddy Show with Digital Mitthyl.
To all the outcast, the throwaways, the rejected, the bullied, the unlovable, the depressed, the suicidal, even the ones who suffer in secret. This is a piece of my story. This was a part of my development. 5 years ago in school, I was rejected. I was an outcast. I had something in me that other kids didn't have. I was different, and I resented that about myself. I tried to change who I was, and it seemed as whatever I did, I still couldn't blend in. They could see through me like a mirror. I squeezed myself into a box that I wasn't created to fit in. By saying and doing things that they did, they still could see the light that I was trying to hide. I wanted to blend in with the darkness because I wanted to feel wanted, included, accepted, as if I belonged. I wanted their approval. I was alone and hurt and masked my emotions to make it seem like everything was fine, when I wasn't. I was often stabbed in the back, talked about by some who I thought were friends. I was the kid who ate alone, walked alone, talked alone, sat alone. I was at a point where, even in a room full of people, I still felt alone. I felt deserted. I was crying out from the inside and no one knew. I searched and searched for ways to fill that missing void inside my heart, looking towards the wrong resources. And music was one of them. I listened to a lot of secular music, from R&B to pop songs. Any song that came out, I was listening to it. Music became my best friend, and I was unaware of what doorways I was opening up to my spiritual man. I listened to depressing and lonely artists because they could relate to the pain I was going through. Not realizing the more and more I was letting the songs release into my spirit, the more lonely and depressed I felt. Behind most of the songs in the secular music industry, there is a spirit behind it, including gospel artists. Be aware of what you allow into your ear gates. It's more than just a song. I never realized this until I found the source. In the midst of my pain and hurt, he had to show me who I was in him and not of this world. He had to reveal to me that he is with me and is still with me through it all. He never left me nor forsaken me, and he will do the same for you. He is a friend like no other. He will stick with you through the hardest and trying times, and even in your best times. My message to you is, why listen to someone who didn't create you? They don't have the right to label you. Only your Creator does. And he calls you chosen. He calls you loved, and much more. You belong and are welcome into his kingdom. His name is Jesus, and he desires for you to be you. Be who he has called you to be. Be bold, be courageous, be radical. People will hate on and talk about you regardless, whether you do good or bad. Don't blend in with the darkness. Shine your light. If you spend your time trying to please people, it's always going to be someone who is unhappy about how you dress, how you talk, how you look. Focus on pleasing God, because he's the only one that matters. No one else.
So we have in our studio none other than Shannon. Let me introduce her. So she has found her values and purpose. She believes no one should be left alone or feel alone. She wants her story to help the lost find their identity. She believes everything has their unique purpose and should work to walk in that purpose. There are many suffering from suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety, fear, and more. Her goal and purpose are to use her voice through social media, graphic design, and capturing visuals on YouTube. She has an incredible and undying love for people and want to be the light in this very dark world. That is none other than Shannon Monet. So, Shannon, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. So, Shannon, all the people who are listening to this particular episode would like to know about you. So, would you like to throw some light on your journey?
Well, hello. My name is Shannon Monet. I'm 15 years old and I'm a graphic designer. I personally enjoy creating happy birthday videos for different people. And I make sure every individual I personalize it for, it fits their personalities. And it just comes to me and I create it, and it's truly a passion of mine. And my desire is really to bring a smile to someone's face, because you never know who needs it at that time. And that is one way I like to pour out my heart to the people I love. And even through social media, I want to use my outlet to share love and to be a light in the dark places of all ages.
Awesome. That's super cool. So, Shannon, people just saw your video sometime back. So you shared your story, The Outcast, on social media. So what prompted you to do so?
Well, The Outcast has been in my mind for probably about half the year. And it's really been running through my mind, like, why don't you share your story? Or you should share your story. I was battling thoughts in my mind, and I'm like, okay, I don't like speaking in front of people. So I'm like, no, maybe not. But fast forward to the date of June 26th, I posted The Outcast because something heavy really came over me, where I was like, okay, today's the day you should share your story. And I had to step out of me and my feelings, because it truly wasn't about me anymore. It was about the people that it could help. And there are many people who are drowning in that pain and that hurt. And I'm like, okay, how about I share my story to show them that there is a way out? And if you look at social media, all you see are people showing picture perfect lives, but never discussing the deep-rooted issues. So, yeah.
Absolutely. There's always a rosy picture on social media, but very dark somewhere in behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was pretty inspired, and I really liked that video, and it really touched my heart. So I wanted to ask one question to you, Shannon. What do you think motivated those people to mentally bully you?
Well, I originally thought that it was because I was a new student, but after time passed by and more new students were welcomed in with open arms, I realized it wasn't being a new student wasn't the issue. It was because I had many differences. My mental state was different from other kids. I dressed differently, and I always embraced my creativity. And what also didn't help is I was the only Black kid in my classroom, which made my experience worse. And I previously left my old school in third grade, and they were a diverse and loving school. But I stepped into fourth grade in this new school, and they weren't as loving towards me. And I came out of a place of love into a place of hurt. And they didn't just make fun of my clothes, but they made fun of the way I acted and the way my facial features were. And they might say, like, oh, your nose is too big, and your lips, and different features I had. And I became insecure about that. At 10 years old, it was a lot. And they spotted out every speck of difference in me. And it was very painful. I mean, words hurt. Every word they said, I took it to heart, and it led to depression and suicidal thoughts. And a 10-year-old shouldn't really have to deal with that type of pain, but I did. And I was alone with no friends but only God, because it was truly a lot. So, yeah.
I totally get you, and I totally understand that. So when all these things were happening, Shannon, so during this time, what went through your mind?
Well, their words and their looks had a huge effect on me, which made me to start thinking negatively about myself. I hated my skin complexion. I hated everything about me that they said they didn't like, plus additional things. And I placed myself in a boxing ring, hypothetically speaking, beating myself up on a daily basis because I wasn't fitting in with anyone, and I felt like I didn't have any worth due to what they said. I believed I was not beautiful just because of their words. And what didn't help me is because I wasn't a leader and I was easily influenced by people. I lost myself, and yeah, words are very powerful.
Awesome. So, Shannon, if you have to go back in time and talk to your younger self, so what would you like to say? What advice would you like to give it to her?
I would tell her that everything that happened to you at this moment, that is happening to you at this moment, is for a reason. It may hurt right now. It may feel like there's no way out and darkness surrounds you. And it may feel like no one truly understands what you're going through, which they don't. Only God does. And if you didn't go through everything you went through, you would have never experienced growth or gained more strength. You would have learned your identity. You wouldn't have learned your identity, and you wouldn't have helped someone else in need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Shannon, why do you think teens like yourself have trouble identifying their identity or dealing with thoughts of suicide and depression?
I have two words for that: social media. We live in a society where teens are influenced by social media, from the latest trends and following what everyone is doing. And there's so many peer pressure from certain standards that they have to live up to on social media. And they can look at different people online and see like everyone, picture perfect and having unrealistic views on that person's life, comparing themselves to others on social media and wanting what they have, the perfect face, the perfect life, and they really don't know what's going behind it. And you don't know what's going on beyond the surface.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Shannon, when people undergo bullying and undergo depression, and there are some external factors which keeps on affecting it, was there ever a time when you held on to unforgiveness?
Yes, I held on to unforgiveness. It was from what people have said and done to me. I kept it, and I was holding on to it for a long time. And I actually started receiving heart pains and dreams of what people have done to me and the things that they said to me. And it just kept replaying every single night, which is common because unforgiveness is truly deadly to the body, because there are many people full of unforgiveness. They might have become bitter, and they have allowed anger to set in for years and years, and it's really not good for you, from what people have done to them. It really can affect a person's health. This is because many studies have shown that high blood pressure can be in the factor, weakened immune system, difficulty sleeping, chronic pain, and even heart issues. But when they forgive, they're less likely to develop those heart issues. So actually, when I took a place of forgiveness towards those people, the heart pains went away. So, yeah.
It's actually a wonderful way of relieving pain and, coming above it. Forgive others and move forward.
Yes.
All right. So now this is going to be a very interesting question, Shannon. From the journey that we saw that made you, do the Outcast and to what you are today. So describe how you grew as a person as a result of what happened to you.
Well, as a result of what happened to me, I've grown into my true identity. I am no longer the same, and I embrace being different. And I don't care if I'm different and set apart from the others. It's all right. I'm a leader, and I'm no longer easily influenced by what people are doing, because I'm confident in who I am. And I know what God says about me, which is what truly matters and nothing else.
True. For that, let's have a high five.
Thank you.
Super cool. So this comes to the end of the phase one of the episode. So now, Shannon, we have the second phase, and that is what I do with all the guests, and that's a rapid fire round. So I'll be asking you 5 questions. Won't be giving you time to think. Whatever the first thing comes in your mind, I want you to say, and let's have a fun over here. So are you ready, Shannon?
I'm ready.
Super cool. So, all right. Let me ask you the very first question. Who do you admire the most?
My mother.
Not your grandmother?
Well, yes, her too, but my mother. Yeah.
All right. Okay, describe yourself in 3 words.
Creative, witty, and I can't think of the third one. Hold on. And confident.
Wonderful. So Shannon, if you could buy any kind of food right now, what would you like to buy and eat?
Soul food. Like macaroni and cheese, yams.
Oh, mac and cheese.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All right. So who is your favorite cartoon character and why?
I don't know, because there's many cartoons that I love to watch, honestly. I gotta go back to the cartoons I used to watch when I was a kid. Maybe it's something called Timmy Turner. He's from this kiddie show called Fairy Godparents or something like that. I used to love that show as a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is a very powerful question. Who is your favorite superhero and why?
I'm gonna have to go with Flash. I've always been a Flash girl.
It's always Flash. Okay.
I think it's because he gets to go back in time and different things like that. I just always loved him. Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. And the series was also fantastic.
Yes.
All right. So Shannon, first of all, thank you so much for participating in the rapid fire round and giving your full heart and having the fun into it also. So thank you for that,
Yeah.
Shannon.
Thank
So
you.
all the people who are listening to this particular episode, if they want to connect with you, how can they do that?
Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Shannon Monet _. And then my Facebook page is called Shannon Monet PAGE. So Shannon Monet page. And then on YouTube, you can just research me as Shannon Monet.
All right. So all the people who are listening to this particular episode, you can find all the links in the description below. Do check it out and connect with her. So since we have come to the end of this particular episode, Shannon, there's one question that I would like to ask you. What is that one thing that you would like to say to all the people who are listening to this particular episode right now?
Well, keep going if you're in a deep space, if you're struggling with depression and suicidal thoughts. I want you to keep going. No matter how hard it gets, no matter what darkness surrounds you, keep going, because you are strong, you are worth it, and you can do it.
Absolutely. So thank you, Shannon, once again for sharing your story, and we are all proud of you, how you have come up, been strong, and now you are helping so many others. Like basically you are the light in the darkness in the people's life right now. So thank you, and may Lord give you more power and more shine so that you can shine brightly into the darkness of the people's life.
Thank you.
Awesome. So you have just listened to the Digital Maddy Show with your host, Digital Mitthyl. Thank you so much for listening to our show and giving so much love. If you're listening to this particular episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Apple Podcast or Spotify. And if you are watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Meet you soon with more valuable content and with a new guest on the show soon. Thank you so much.